Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. I'm Lene Jones Jules with Jules Realty, your real estate boutique, located in the heart of Newark, New Jersey, the beautiful Renaissance Towers. Today, we are going to get our lunch roundtable off and kicking and started with Hudson Ace Etienne. He is the founder of TaxDRx. He's our accountant, and we are grateful to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you publicly for all that you do, and you answer a lot of our questions. And so I feel like there are going to be a lot of people who have tax questions, especially with all of the different things going on with COVID. There's a lot of tax benefits that people can take advantage of. And then when it comes to the real estate market has boomed. I mean, we're going through some crazy, it's a crazy seller's market, and I'm sure there are people who have questions. So before we get into the discussion, let's find out about Hudson. Hudson is the founder, as I said, of TaxDRx Financial Corporation. He is a graduate of NJIT, where he obtained a Bachelor of Science in Industrial and Management Engineering with a minor in Finance and Accounting. Hudson is he is certified as a registered financial consultant, an IRS enrolled agent, an accredited tax advisor, and an accredited tax preparer. Additionally, he's studying to become a certified financial planner. Above all, he's a super great guy, and I'm so happy that you're with us today. So I'm gonna just jump right in and ask you right off the bat, what are the benefits of for home ownership when it comes to taxes?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me and for the invitation. I'm honored to be here and to share and contribute to this platform and this discussion. To your question of why home ownership, right? And so it's both taxes, but more importantly, it's wealth creation, right? So one thing with home ownership, there's what we call scarcity, right? And a limit to a portion of earth. Like there's only one earth. And once you own a piece of land, no one else can get it. Like that's your piece of land. That's your real estate. And that's why there's a value to it. And then of course, when you put a dwelling on top of it or a building, then that just adds value. From a tax perspective, if I'm a homeowner, let's say a one family home, well, from a tax perspective, I get to deduct the interest and the property taxes that I'm paying for that piece of land on my taxes. And it goes on a schedule called the Schedule A, and along with other things such as your medical expenses, out of pocket medical, your local and state taxes, your charitable givings, and other things that Trump took off. When you add all those things up, it allows you to what we call itemize your deductions and in turn help you to get a bigger refund. Those are the benefits to being a homeowner. Number one, you create true intergenerational wealth for yourself. And number two, you can in turn itemize and deduct your property taxes and the interest that you're paying on your mortgage so that it will result in you getting a higher refund.
So, what about for renters? Are there any benefits with regard to taxes when it comes to renters?
Well, if you're renting, it all depends on the strategy, right? Some people are renting because they just don't have the means to be an owner, right? Some people are renting because the market that we're in, like for instance, personally, I'm not going to be in a bidding war to overbid on a piece of property because I want to be an owner all of a sudden. I will wait it out or look for a deal where I'm not going to be competing with 10 other people, right? But however, there are renters, probably like myself, who's paying mortgage amount. Like my rent is probably more than some mortgages. So, you know, but what I get in being a renter, look, all I have to do is wake up, go to work, do what I got to do, come back. There's no maintenance. If anything happens, I write an email, they fix it. Like it's stress free. So now, from a tax perspective, the only benefit for a renter is that in New Jersey, you get to write off the amount that you pay for your rent. And they give you what's called a credit. It only amounts to between $50 to maybe $250 on the high side. However, that's all it is. It's peace of mind. You are paying somebody's mortgage, by the way. However, I don't have to worry about cutting no grass. I don't have to worry about some of the other, like paying for water and some other stuff that as a homeowner, there are those invisible commitments that you make that comes from time to time. Where renters, we don't worry about that. We just show up, open the door, do what we got to do, watch TV and take care of the kids. And then
Okay, so you six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. You pick your strategy.
with the one family, um, as I mentioned earlier, you're only deducting two things. It used to be three. You used to be able to deduct your property taxes, your mortgage interest, and if you pay PMI, you used to be able to deduct that. But Trump took that away. But let's say those three things. Now, if I'm an owner and a landlord of multifamily dwellings, or I'm renting out my one family, I get to write off everything that I spend to maintain the rental. And I get to depreciate the property over a period of 27 and a half years. Depreciation is where we take the amount that you paid and we divide it over 27.5. So you take, like if you paid 350,000 for a piece of property, you divide it over 27.5, it's going to be roughly a little over 10,000 that you're writing off every year. And what that means is that you're actually putting 10,000 more in your pocket that you don't have to pay taxes on. Now, there's a caveat at the end. When you sell it, you have to recapture all of those depreciations and pay taxes on it then. But there are ways around that as well. So landlords get to write off everything. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Gotcha.
we're talking about water. You do any improvements, it
Mhm.
gets depreciated, but it eventually gets written off. Um,
Mhm.
your utilities, whatever you pay for that property to maintain the rental, including driving to and from the property, your
Mm,
tolls. Like if it's an
gotcha.
out of state property, you get on the plane, that's coming off too, right?
Gotcha.
Your
Okay.
lawyers, like if I have to kick somebody out and I have to hire an attorney to get rid of them, that's coming off. So when I say everything, pest control, that gets written off. But see, on a one family, since everything you're doing is for yourself,
Mhm.
other than things that are like incentives, like for homeowners, there are incentives like if you do energy efficiency things to your house, like you add solar panels or a
Mhm.
thermal heat pump or wind energy in your backyard, you will get like thousands of dollars extra in
Oh,
forms of a refund if you do those things. But if you put in a new jacuzzi in your one family, hey, that's just for you, right?
gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
you don't get to write that off. Now, the other reason you don't get to write off stuff that you do on your personal residence is because this is huge. This will make some of you guys millionaires, right?
Oh, tell us. Tell us.
When you, let's say, and people, I understand numbers, so I'll give you an example. Let's say I purchase a house in 2020 for $200,000, right? Back then you could have done that. And then I lived in it for about 5 years, right? And then I decide to sell it. And I sell what I purchased for 200 for 400.
Mm-hmm.
I made $200,000, right?
Right.
That one family, because it was my resident, the 200,000, which is a capital gain,
Mm-hmm.
is totally tax free,
Mm.
right? I don't have to pay a nickel on that 200. Like I could put it under my pillow and that's it. We good, right? And
Mhm.
remember, sometimes people ask me, hey Hudson, if I sell my house and then I buy another one, do I not have to? Nah, it has nothing. You don't have to do nothing. As long as you purchased it and it is your personal residence, not a rental,
Mhm.
and you lived in it for at least 2 out of 5 years, it's tax free. And if you're married, that capital gain exclusion is 500,000, not 250.
Wow.
Okay, so and you start over every 2 years. So
Mm.
I can do it. Like I can go into okay, I want to be a tax free millionaire. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm giving you guys my secret. I don't believe this, right?
Better than
So
I
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a house at a good deal. I'm gonna put some money into it,
Mm-hmm.
let it appreciate over those 2 years, and then sell it tax free. I
Mm.
take that money, right? I can add to it or not, or put it in the pillow and do it all over. Using credit, do
Mm.
it all over again. Live in it for another 2 years, sell it tax free, put that money in the bank, do it again, 2 years. It might take you between 20, right? If I average about 100,000 tax-free capital gains every 2 years, it's going to take me 20 years to be a tax-free millionaire. Now,
Mm.
who don't want to? Who can't do that, right? We can do this.
I love
That's look. I'm the tax doctor is giving you his secret. I don't believe it. That alone is worth lunch. All you guys
that.
owe me lunch.
Yes, yes. Okay. I have to get DoorDash over to you like quickly.
But
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
what's different though, on a rental, you don't get the residential exclusion. When
Mm.
you sell that rental, whatever capital gains you make gets paid. But what's nice though is capital gains, as long as it's long term meaning you've held it and had it for more than a year.
Mm-hmm.
Long term capital gains are 0%, 15%, or 20%. So the max you'll pay is 20%. So
Oh.
on that example that I showed you, if that was a rental,
Mm-hmm.
on that 200,000, I would have paid $40,000.
Okay. Okay.
Not bad, I get to
Not
keep
bad. Yeah.
the
Right.
difference. I keep 160, I give the IRS 40, and I'm good, right? And
Right.
then there's some other things, but I don't want to further complicate it.
Okay. Okay. This was good, Hudson. Good, good, good. So how can we get in touch with you if there's
It's
some
easy. So if you go to taxdrx.com, you'll
okay.
go to my website, you'll see everything else we do. However, our phone number is 877
Mm-hmm.
908 1040. Again, 877 908 1040. Check us out at taxdrx.com. We're here in Cranford. We also have another location in Harlem, New York. And so, we're here for you guys. I'm also very experienced in real estate. Um, and obviously, anybody that comes from here, I'm going to point you back to Jules Realty.
Yeah.
However, anything having to do with taxes, we'll definitely tackle that.
I appreciate that. This was great. I mean, I learned something. I always hear the question, I always get the question about capital gain, but you really made it alive. And I feel like I can be able to, you know, help somebody.
Speak to it, right? Yeah, and look, we're here, and if it's something that you don't feel comfortable answering, because
I'm
remember,
pointing
as
that to you.
realtors, we have to say, look, go see your tax advisor,
Yes,
right? But
yes,
also, you could say, hey, you can go see my tax advisor. Here's his
exactly,
number. He'll answer
exactly,
your questions for free. So
exactly.
that's
Okay,
another
this is
possibility
great.
as well. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So what's for lunch? I mean, I do feel like
Um,
I owe
you,
you
you
lunch.
know what? Like, there's a place in Irvington because my parents live in Irvington.
Mhm.
It's called Intimate Restaurant,
Mm.
and every Friday, like I like legume, right?
Oh,
Legume is like
yes, yes,
real healthy
yes.
stuff, and they make seafood legume every Friday. So
Really?
crab, there's shrimp, lambi,
Uh-huh.
like all the stuff that I like is
Uh-huh.
all in one dish every
Okay.
Friday. So that's what I'm gonna go order and scoop up
Oh,
because
okay.
they don't deliver
So
DoorDash.
I'm gonna tell Mitch. Does he know about this place? Because he's going somewhere else. But
I don't know. They're on Chancellor Ave in
okay,
Irvington.
okay. Because
So
we
intimate
love the
restaurant.
view. Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, once you get that, every Friday you're gonna be hooked. That's it.
Okay.
It's
All
a wrap.
well, that's good. Well, bon appetit, and
Merci.
thank you again, and have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe
All
out.
right.
All
All
right.
right. You too.
Bye
Take
bye.
care now.
Until next time, with lunchtime roundtable, and you can ask questions. Click the link, and next week, hopefully, we'll have some questions, and we can answer them for you. Be well. Be blessed.